Today we are doing something so extreme it might be the craziest video we have ever filmed. Would you risk drowning for $1 million? This challenge will push the human body to its absolute limit. We have built the largest underwater obstacle course in the world, and one brave contestant is about to face it. The prize sitting in that briefcase is $1 million in cash, but to reach it, he will have to survive 7 water traps while holding his breath, fighting current and avoiding mechanical dangers that could end the run instantly. Our contestant today is Jake, a professional diver who has trained for deep-sea rescues, but even he says this challenge feels impossible. He will start in a transparent underwater tunnel filled slowly with freezing water. The only way out is to find 3 hidden levers while oxygen levels drop rapidly. The moment he says he is ready, we seal the tunnel and start the first trap. The gate closes, the water rushes in he can barely see, but he finds the first lever, then the second. He is running out of air, his movements are slowing, and everyone watching is screaming to get him out. Finally, he yanks the 3rd lever and bursts through the tunnel into open water. He survives the first trap but already looks exhausted. Trap 2 begins immediately. Jake swims toward a floating platform covered in ice blocks. Each one hides a numbered key. Only one of those keys opens the underwater chest that contains the next oxygen tank. The rest are fakes, and every second without air increases the risk. He dives, picks one wrong key, dives again, time-ticking bubbles swirling. He finds the right one at the last second and opens the chest, releasing a burst of air and the next clue. The current suddenly strengthens, pulling him away from the platform. The trap changes instantly into a spinning vortex. Jake fights to stay in control. The crew shouts to guide him, but he is swept into the whirlpool and disappears under the surface for 5 terrifying seconds until he emerges, gasping, still holding the clue card. Now it is time for Trap 3. The Drowning Maze, a massive underwater labyrinth of transparent walls where only one route leads to an exit. Every wrong turn leads to a dead end with no air pockets. We give him a small handheld light to see the arrows painted on the walls, but visibility is terrible and his timer is still running as he swims deeper into the maze. The water pressure grows heavier. He keeps one hand along the wall, counting turns 1, 2, 3. He is starting to panic. The safety divers are ready, but he finds a tiny air bubble pocket just in time, takes a half breath and pushes through the last door, exploding out into the next chamber. He has passed 3 traps and earned $150,000. Trap 4 begins on the surface. A speedboat tows a rope ladder across the lake, and Jake must hang on while collecting 5 floating bags, each containing $20,000. Miss one and it sinks forever. He jumps, grabs the first 2 bags and clips them to his belt, but the boat suddenly accelerates, throwing him under the water. The camera follows him, tumbling, spinning. He fights to get back to the rope and somehow grabs it again, just before reaching the checkpoint. He hauls himself up, coughing but laughing. He still has all 5 bags. The total prize pool now stands at $250,000. But now the real danger begins. Trap 5 is called the Deep Chamber. It is a circular steel cage suspended 60 feet below the surface. At the bottom sits the golden briefcase. If he can unlock the 3 bolts and bring the case up, he earns another $200,000. But the deeper you go, the faster oxygen drains. He descends slowly. The light fades to dark blue. He touches the bottom and starts unscrewing the first bolt. When he reaches the 3rd, his fingers are shaking. The safety divers are signaling him to return, but he keeps going, determined to get that case. He twists the last bolt free, grabs the case, and rockets upward, bursting through the surface, clutching the metal box. Everyone cheers, but Jake looks pale. He can barely stand. He has survived 5 traps with $450,000 on the line. For Trap 6, we blindfold him and take him to the edge of a massive floating structure. When he removes the blindfold, he sees 3 platforms, each smaller than the last, floating over a deep underwater pit. Above the farthest platform hangs a bag with another $200,000. The catch is that between the platforms, high-pressure jets shoot columns of water upward strong enough to knock a man off his feet. He studies the distance, breathes deeply, and jumps. The first leap clears easily, but the second sends him sideways, barely hanging onto the edge. The crowd screams. He pulls himself up, takes one last breath, and dives for the bag. The jets blast around him, but somehow he catches it and splashes into the pit. He surfaces holding the money bag over his head. He has now earned $650,000. Now the final trap, the drowning gauntlet. Jake stands on the edge of a huge underwater obstacle course stretching 100 feet across. The clock starts the moment he dives in. He must swim through a tunnel of spinning blades, dodge dropping gates, squeeze through narrow holes, then reach the central cage where the $1 million waits. He dives. The timer begins. The blades spin. He ducks under one, barely misses another. The gates drop slamming into the floor. He squeezes through the holes, scraping his shoulders, bubbles rising everywhere. He reaches the central cage, but the lock mechanism is different. There are 4 colored buttons. Only one opens the door. The wrong ones trigger electric shocks to the frame. His hand hovers, he presses green. Nothing happens. He tries red. The cage shakes violently. He tries blue, and the gate opens. He grabs the case, kicks upward, and shoots out of the water, holding the $1 million in the air. Everyone explodes and cheers. He collapses on the platform, gasping for breath but smiling. He has done it. One man risked drowning and conquered every single trap to win $1 million. Jake says the money will go toward building ocean safety programs to train lifeguards and rescue divers around the world. His words are short but powerful. He says no amount of money is worth a life, but sometimes risking it shows how strong the human spirit really is. This might be the wildest challenge we have ever filmed, and it proves once again that courage and determination can beat even the deepest waters.